Oh boy, you guys are in for a serious treat, unlike anything else you've ever witnessed on a Monday market report. We have probably one of the most eye-opening, eye-watering, your eyes are going to burn when you look at a lot of these coins today. It's just amazing. So, as you guys know, I generally pull archived sales data from like greatcollections.com and eBay for the Monday market report. Great Collections took a little bit of a week off last week. All right. Yeah. You guys witnessed that. For those of you that follow my work in this specific series, you guys definitely saw that. All right. We didn't see just, our usual 5-figure coin and up, which kind of a lot of you anticipate that every week because there's always one. Last week, Great Collections took a little bit of a time off. Now they're back with a freaking vengeance for the week ending September 25th, 2022. This is yours and my favorite episode where we talk about post-1900 graded coins. We actually only have a couple coins out of this list of 18. By the way, this list could have been 36, could have been 54, could have been 3x what I did. Could have been a lot more coins than what I talked about today. But only a few of these coins are actually older than 1950. If that's any indication of what we're going to be talking about in this episode, again, you guys will be in for the treat. Just in time for the holidays, you get to hear about some of the most ridiculous record-breaking coin sales to have ever hit the open market in just some random period during the year. It's no big secret. The fall time season is, we generally see a ramp up in activity and interest within numismatics, and therefore some prices generally go up during this time of year, but I've never seen this. So let's go ahead and check things out here again. All of the sales data is from greatcollections.com. If you're looking to pick up a marquee piece, greatcollections.com is your place to be. One of the top auction houses for coin, paper money, related ephemera type of stuff. You guys are going to enjoy what they have to offer, probably 100 times better than eBay, no doubt about it. But if you're also looking to sell some of your high-end premier coins in your collection, Great Collections, again, they are the top of the food chain when it comes to most notable auction houses that you can trust. So go ahead and check them out, greatcollections.com. And here we go. Here's the list for the week. The last one of September, by the way. Okay, so you guys saw the thumbnail. 1997 D Lincoln Memorial Set. Now, I'm telling you what, the registry set scene is probably at an all-time high right now. And it's because of coins like this and the other, 10 coins on the list that all have kind of spearheaded what is a record-breaking week. This is a PCGS Mid-State 69 full red. It is indeed a top pop coin. Very difficult grade to achieve if you were really looking for that. A lot of these had spots. The quality wasn't up to par. Even the Denver Mints had its issues. But this one, no doubt about it, looks pretty gosh darn close to perfection. So again, registry set coin along with a bunch of others on today's list. Ended up selling for $18,562.50. We're going to have a little bit of a fine print moment at the end of the video. You're not going to want to miss it because, the money is, it's amazing. It's so amazing that some of you are probably interested in knowing a little bit more. But we'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of the video. All right, so it continues to get more wacky and zany with a 1995 Lincoln Memorial set. No frills. This is simply just a absolutely high-graded specimen that is made and intended for a registry set of Lincoln sets. No DDO or anything like that, as some of you probably would expect, because that's kind of the big deal with this date. No, it's just a Mid-State 69 red, again by PCGS. This one, $19,202.62. No, that is not a typo. Those are legit sales for these coins that typically have never hit the open market. So there's a lot of first-timers here on the list. And how about this 1986D? Another very perplexing inclusion on this week's Monday Market Report. But again, we have another high-end piece here. Mint State 69 Red seems to be that level that you want to achieve with a lot of these 1980s and 1990s Lincolns. This is, again, PCGS graded 69 Red. You just can't get any better than that because it is the top grade. $14,062.50 was the final price on this coin. What else can you say? I mean, through the first few coins, we've seen nearly $50,000 through the first 3 coins. Simply amazing. And then we also have a Philadelphia minted example. Of course, you guys see that. Mint State 69 Red by PCGS. I mean, what else is there more to say? Another big-time coin here. This time for $14,062.50 was the final sale price. Again, these are all registry set coins, and that's kind of the component within numismatics that's driving the prices of some of the most irrational dates in U.S. coinage. Nobody ever thinks that a 1980s Lincoln would be worth this level of money, but now there's pretty good reason for it. 1984, again, another big one to add to the list. Mint State 69 Red seems to be that grade. I'm telling you. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. If you can't achieve a 69 Red, you should have no business grading these at all. They have to be the beacon of perfection, or pretty close to it. PCGS graded, of course, I have a feeling that a lot of these coins were scooped up by the same registry set owner. That would be a huge feather in the cap of that particular collection, as these will certainly add lots of extra needed points to that Lincoln registry. $10,406.25 was the final price on the 84 you see here. Okay, well, now we have something that's kind of worth the price tag. I mean, from a value perspective, the 1969S Lincoln Memorial Cent that you see here is the big variety of modern Lincolns. It's the double to die obverse FS 101 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. Of course, this thing is in a bunch of different publications, from the Red Book, from various other Whitman guides, Krause Publishing guides, and all over the internet. This coin is world famous. You can see just an amazing doubling on the obverse of the coin, affecting the motto. The date is another one. It's very nice. And of course, Liberty. You have a lot of things to really see here with this one. However, this coin right here is a PCGS AU55 brown. It's also CAC green beaned as well. Price-wise, this one is an elite company this week. $17,562.38 with 31 total bids. So there's still a lot of interest in these DDO 69S's. Even in this particular grade, which you ask most collectors who want these, and they're going to say, well, you kind of take what you can get because there ain't too many of these out there in the open market. Full reds are quite scarce, and they probably show up maybe once a year. That's how infrequent they show up. But yeah, considering that it is not the most expensive Lincoln this week, because again, it's sharing a lot of floor space with some pretty gnarly looking registry set coins, again, boggles my mind. And then the last Lincoln, of course, we have another big one. This time the first year of the memorial back design, this time adorned with a Denver midmark. We have yet again another beast of a coin made for a registry set somewhere out there. Mint State 68 Red. It's not a 69, but 68 is the big top daddy for the 59D by PCGS. This one sold for $19,202.62, with 62 total bids getting to that amount. This one had a lot of bidding activity, and another record setter right here. Okay, so how are you going to follow such a prestigious crowd of Lincolns? now we're into Jefferson nickels, and there are a few good ones, okay? But don't get used to the $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 price tags that we saw in the Lincolns. But how about we take a look at 1984p? I talked about this coin in a previous video about 1980s, specifically 1983 coinage being so popular today because a lot of the higher quality pieces have dried up in the marketplace. You could put this one in there as well. 1984 certainly fits, but you know, the U.S. Mint did produce a mint set for this date, so finding some pretty nice pieces is a little bit more achievable compared to 1983, where the U.S. Mint produced no mint sets whatsoever. So the 1984p right here, of course, full steps designation on nickels, very important to the registry set crowd. This one, Mint State 67FS, is of course one of the high-end, more valuable pieces. This one ended up selling for $3,125.25. And then up next, we have a 1983D. Now, this is a incredibly tough piece. You can see the difference in the appearance, the luster, the surfaces, a little bit different for 1983. They just didn't make these coins as great quality-wise compared to some of the other dates within the 1980s. So a full steps version of this coin is certainly well needed for a high-end nickel registry. This one is the 67FS through PCGS. And I'm happy to report this one ended up at $7,593.75. And then rounded out the final 1980s nickel is going to be an 82p, another tough one. All right, we got back-to-back toughies here. This one, much like the previous, is a 67 full steps. Again, a very important coin. This one sold for $5,249.25. Now, in terms of difficulty finding full steps, you come across dates a certain year. You know, anything pre 1971 are all quite challenging to find with full steps because the mint just didn't give a crap about the quality. They ran the dies to death. There's a lot of die deterioration, doubling on these, a lot of mushy strikes. You saw it all from the 60s and 70s. 63D is one of the toughest. Now, this one is a Mint State 65 with full steps. You don't see too many full steps examples for this date. And 65 is just a very medium grade overall. So, again, it's going to be a matter of you take what you can get and find. This is one of those pieces here. Final sale is $3,881.25. 26 total bids accumulated to that amount. And then the final nickel for this bunch, again, we really did not get close to 1950. This is about as close as it got so far, 1958. Another tough date. Again, you would have to go all the way to 1950 in order to find better well-struck nickels. 58 is another tough one, especially Philadelphia source coinage. This one, PCGS Mint State 66 Plus Full Stepper, sold for $13,562.86. 40 total bids, ladies and gentlemen, accumulated to get to that amount. Another top-tier coin for this week's list. All right, we do have a few very notable Roosevelt dimes, and thankfully so. I was losing faith that Roosevelts were going to go the way of the dinosaur, or the postage stamp, whichever. But we had a few really nice, well-represented examples. There is actually a few very nice registry sets for Roosevelts, and a few of these I'm sure would find a place in there. 1970D, Mint State 67 full bands. Another thing to keep in mind, this is the modified reverse. It's got the two deep valleys at the top of the torch. Again, that's a pretty cool variety. I forgot what they call this, the reverse of 68 or something. But very cool, man. I mean, this is a very high-end coin right here. 67 full bands. This one sold for probably one of the most surprising amounts of money that we've seen on Roosevelt's in quite some time. $5,065.88. Gee, do you think the coin market is back, ladies and gentlemen? Here's a 1962, the only proof coin on the list, believe it or not. This one is notable because of its just wildly strong cameo contrast. Just look at the frosting on all of the raised devices on here, and you'll see why this one is even sniffing the list. It's a PCGS Proof 69 deep cameo, awfully close to a perfect 70. This one is also a previous Star City Collection provenance piece. And yeah, this is the coin to look out for if you're going through proof sets. They got to have the strong frosty cameo with the offset by the contrasting dark mirrored fields. This one ended up selling for $3,318.75. And we have one final Roosevelt dime, and this is actually the final dime on the list. We had to make some room for a few quarters. How about a 1947 Roosevelt? Just an overall toned beauty right here. More of a fan of the obverse toning than I am the reverse, but again, the toning really sets the precedence that this is a very original coin. This thing was probably in an envelope or an album, or maybe it was a roll ender. It's kind of hard to say. You do have that targeted toning on the obverse that suggests that it could be a coin that was in a roll for a while. This one is a Mint State 68 full bands, very impressive coin. And again, another shocker, especially for a high mintage P-Mint coin. Sold for $10,407.38, 28 total bids collected to get to that amount. All right, so we got a few quarters, and they're all very nice bangers. We have a 1970D, tough date, of course. Mint State 68 Plus was the grade on this one, just an absolutely beautiful piece. Not really a big fan of the toning. I'm sure in hand that's going to look a little bit more yellow than it does tan to kind of like a muddied brown, but you know, it is, again, part of the originality aspect of these coins, and that's what collectors and registry set people want to see. So 68 plus, huh? Yeah, that's a mighty mountain of a grade for this coin. It is indeed a top pop grade. It's the highest around. This one right here sold for $9,281.25. Just a beautiful specimen. And a few more rather pedestrian graded coins. So believe it or not, a 27S is a little bit on the rare side. All right, in case you haven't figured it out. The grade on this coin is simply an AU50. It is pretty well circulated. You have little pockets of nice luster in the protected areas around, you know, the letters and the wingtips of the eagle on the reverse, among a few other areas. But a 27S in any grade is quite stunningly scarce. Kind of like the 26S, which has become one of the penultimate key dates out there for the Standing Liberty Quarter Series. So what does a good old-fashioned AU50, looks like it was probably cherry-picked out of a bunch of just 90% silver, what is this thing worth? How about $2,207.25? That's what the sale price is on this, leading us to kind of believe that this is a very tough date, even in grades as low as maybe XF. XF graded coins are probably still in excess of $1,000 in the right holder. And then finally, yeah, we're going to end it off on the same way that we ended off last week's MMR, and that's going to be with a 1901S Barber Quarter. Again, scarcity play here. This coin will make a home in either a Barber date set, a US type set, or a invested portfolio, you know, of some sort. It's just, this one fits so many different profiles. Yeah, the grade's not fantastic, and yes, the coin is rotated in the slab holder. This one, PCGS, good 6. It's a very low grade, very low ballish by everybody's standards. CAC green bean as well. However, the price tag is not low ball at all at $5,175. A coin that I would venture to guess can be cherry picked if some dealer or another collector has fallen asleep at the wheel and they have one of these in bulk silver lots or somewhere else, yeah, you better believe that this will be cherry picked, and then the market will take advantage of such, because there is always desirability for the 1901S key date barber. But that's going to go ahead and do it. Would love to hear your thoughts. No, seriously, I would love to hear what you guys think about this week's MMR. Those Lincoln cents are otherworldly. I mean, you guys probably have other choice words, from, disbelief to being mad and upset because those coins even graded that high and were worth that kind of money. But that is the market. The market says what it needs to say about how much these coins are worth. It's not about me, Blue Ridge Silverhound. I'm simply reporting the news, baby. So don't shoot the messenger. But do you have a favorite from this week's show? Would love to hear about it. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel and to the video if you haven't done so already. And check me out on TikTok as well, at Blue Ridge Silverhound. Would love to have your follow, support deal on there as well, as we try to grow on that platform. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. You guys have a wonderful Sunday evening. If you're catching this on a Monday morning, have a great week. Don't work so hard, and be safe out there.